All right, friends. Hello, good morning, and welcome to Stretch and Meditate. My name is David. I know there's some of my friends out there watching me this morning, so good morning to you all. So this is a 30-minute class, and if you've been following me, basically the format is we're all going to sit down. It can be on a mat, it can be on the carpet, and start to do some mobility movements, some stretching, just to waken up our bodies. The idea is to move so that the bodies can later sit in meditation. So it's a mindfulness meditation, and it's going to be about 10 minutes long, the meditation sit. So let's get onto it. All right, so we're gonna go on our mats, and we are gonna need a blanket, right? So I recommend grabbing a blanket that is not too thin so that when you roll it, it can still give you some support. Right? So if you don't have a blanket around, then you can just grab like a bigger towel or something. Okay? All right. So we're gonna get started. There we go. So just want to make sure that the connection is right. Everybody can hear me. Excellent. All right. Perfect. So let's all sit on the floor, find a comfortable cross-legged position. I suggest you already use the blanket underneath you to elevate your hips a little bit. We're going to start by closing our eyes, lengthening our spine, lengthening the neck, and start tuning in. Turning in into our bodies, tuning in into our breath. Noticing where your body is today, noticing where your mind is today, noticing maybe your heartbeat, your temperature. Just noticing where you are energetically and physically this morning. It's important to do this kind of body scan and energy scan in the morning, just to know where you are, because every day is different, and we've got to take care of ourselves. So as we keep lengthening our spine, the shoulders are relaxed. Release the belly, release any tension. The spine is long, but the rest of the body is comfortable. Let's start with a 3-part breath. That means start inhaling, expanding the chest, the rib cage, then the belly. And then reverse movement, exhaling out the belly, the rib cage, and then the chest. Let's continue like this. Sending the air, breathing 360, feeling how you can also expand the sides of the body, the lower back of the body, the belly. And then 3-part breath, exhale, belly, rib cage, and chest and shoulders relax. Few more times, few more cycles on your own. Noticing how with every breath you can relax a little bit more. Noticing also how with every breath the diaphragm lowers and gently massages your internal organs. These are often parts of the body that we don't really tune into. So yes, the liver, the spleen, the kidneys, the intestines, all the organs in the middle of our body. We also need to take care of them. One more cycle of breath here. And release, exhale, 3-part exhale. Okay, let's open our eyes, look at the screen. We're gonna do torso circles. So imagine cat and cow, but in a circular fashion. So basically hands on the knees, we start opening the chest, lengthening the collarbones, the neck is ample and generous, small throat extension and stretch, open up the chest, inhale the belly, and then we're gonna start moving towards the left and then backwards, exhale like a cat, and then sideways to the right, inhale to the front, and keep going around in circles. We are stretching, we are bringing some mobility into our spine. As we get older, the spine also gets a little bit more rigid, and when we wake up, we feel a little bit stiff. So doing cat and cow in circular motion actually helps us to awaken, to lubricate the spine, the waist, the hips, the glutes, even the hamstrings. Let's finish this circle and let's all meet in neutral. We're gonna switch over the legs, so change the crossing of the legs, whichever foot was behind, bring it to the front. And we're gonna go for the other side. So broaden your collarbone, your shoulders, neck is long, throat is stretched up. And then start bringing your rib cage towards the right, navel to spine as you come into cats. And start inhaling towards the left and front. Keep going like this for a few circles at your own pace. Noticing if this side is a little bit tighter. Noticing any tender areas in your body. It's all good. We're not supposed to be symmetrical. So we can't expect to have the same flexibility, mobility, strength on both sides. 2 more circles in this direction. Involving the neck into the stance. Trying to bring more range of motion with every circle. Remember that this is a stretch, both sits bones are firmly grounded, so what's really moving is the spine and the rib cage, the shoulders, not so much the legs. Let's finish this circle, and I'll come into neutral. All right, let's lift our arms up to the sky. This is a seated high prayer, so really pushing down with our sits bones and reaching up with our arms, feeling the stretch in the rib cage, feeling the stretch in the intercostal muscles. The shoulders are activated, the spine is long, our gaze into our hands, belly in, tuck it in. Can you stretch up a little bit higher? Inhale deeply. And we're gonna twist towards the right side. So the left hand goes on top of the right knee, the right hand behind the sacrum on the floor, fingers are tented. Open up the chest, lengthen the neck. And with the exhale, twist gently towards the right, bringing your gaze over to the right shoulder. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. 1 more cycle of breath here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist a little bit more navel to spine on the exhale. On the next inhale, reverse that movement. High prayer once again. Really pushing down your sits bones onto the ground, reaching up to the heavens with your hands, and then twist towards the left, bringing the right hand over the left knee, the left hand behind your back. Fingers are tented to help you elevate and straighten your back a little bit more. Lengthen the neck on the inhale. Exhale, twist towards the left side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist a little bit more. Navel to spine on the exhale. Inhale, belly broadens, neck, spine like this. Last time, exhale, twist towards the side. Okay, coming back to neutral, high prayer, reach up, really activate all the core muscles, arms are shifting up, and then bring the prayer down through the midline, back into neutral. All right, so we've gotten a little bit of a twist, we've gotten the spine warmed up. Now let's start warming up other parts of the body. The legs and the hips that tend to be so tight. All right, so we're gonna do a supine pigeon. For any of those of you who haven't done this before, this helps to stretch the glute and the hamstrings. So how do we go about this? Well, we're gonna lie on the floor, vertebra by vertebra. Feet are planted on the floor, bent, knees are bent. So make sure that your spine is long, that there's nothing underneath your head, all right? We're going to lift the left leg and we're gonna open up the hip like a figure four, and then place the left ankle over the right knee, on top of the right thigh actually. So from here, we're gonna start lifting both legs, yeah? So think of a figure four, the left foot is flexed, just to protect the ankle. And then we're going to thread the needle, bring the left arm under the left calf, and then we're gonna grab behind the right thigh. All right, so for many of us, this is already quite a stretch. But some, we have different levels, different bodies, so just be mindful that we want to stretch, but this is a gentle stretch. We're not going full force this morning. So start pulling towards you, making sure that your shoulders are relaxed. And also try to bring back your hips on the floor. Sometimes we let the hips lift. We really want to keep the hips on the floor because what we want is a glute stretch, not a lumbar stretch. That's another stretch we'll do later, all right? So as we pull and we again lengthen the neck, broaden the collarbone as we pull using our arms. This generally in yoga, we don't do a lot of pulling with our arms, so this is one chance we have. If you're not feeling anything, then you might want to grab outside the right knee. So then bring your hands around, grab onto and around the right knee, and then once again pull gently towards your chest, knee to chest. I'm sure you're feeling it here in the glute, you're feeling it in the hamstring, the left leg hamstring. Let's take 3 cycles of breath here. Tuning into your body, tuning into your breath, tuning into those areas that are maybe a little bit more sensitive. Sending your breath into those tight areas. Neck is long. One more cycle of breath here, tuning in. And start releasing, letting go. Undo the figure 4 with the legs. We're gonna go for the other side. So we're going to lift the right leg, open the hip, place the right ankle over the left thigh, closer to the knee, yeah. Then we're gonna either grab behind the thigh or around the left knee, wherever you are. Make sure that you're not lifting your hips, because then we're getting a lumbar stretch, and what we want is a glute and hamstring stretch. So how do we do that? Well, sinking it into the sits bones, the hip bones actually, onto the mat. We lower the shoulders away from the ears, lengthen the neck, and we continue pulling as we continue to breathe. If you haven't done so already, close your eyes, tuning in, body scanning what's happening in your body right now as you bring a little bit of slight discomfort. Although I love the feeling of stretching, but everybody's different. 2 more rounds of breath here. Many of us have lower back issues now that we're home, sitting on our butts all day. Less motion, our bodies can get a little bit more rigid, a little bit stiffer. And for those of us who have lower back problems, this kind of stretch, the pigeon, either supine or the actual pigeon, as we call it in yoga, this is magical, this stretch. And this can be done on a chair too. Just imagine like this, but you are sitting on a chair. All right, let's undo the crossing of the legs. We're gonna bring our feet as wide as the mat. And then we're gonna let the knees fall towards the left side. So extend the arms towards the sides, bring the gaze over the right side, and really let the knees fall. If you want a deeper stretch, then you're going to place the left ankle over the right knee. That's going to bring more stretch onto your right glute, right hip. 1 cycle of breath here. Undo the crossing of the legs, and then let the knees fall towards the right side, gaze towards the left hand. If you want a deeper stretch, then place your right ankle over your left knee, left thigh. You're gonna immediately feel it on the hip, on the side muscles. The hip joints are being stretched. 1 more breath here. And then undo that crossing of the legs if you were doing that more intense, and then just windshield wiper knees side to side. All right, a few more times like this to neutralize the back. Next time the knees come towards the left, we're gonna let the entire body roll over onto the left, and then using our hands to push ourselves up. Okay, coming back to a cross-legged position, we are going to get ready into meditation. All right, so once again, this is when we're using this blanket to help us lift our hips a little bit more. So find that place, that height. For me, the trick, I went to India and did a Vipassana retreat, and after many days of pain and discomfort, I realized that one of the secrets for a long sit is find the right crossing of the legs. Every leg is different. If you bring your right over your left over right, that's going to change also the integrity of your posture. And then also if the bolster or the blanket you're sitting on is actually kind of has a sharp round edge, then that might cut the blood flow and then your legs get numb very quickly. So it's so important to find just that right spot where it helps to lift you without cutting the blood flow to your legs. All right, so as we tune in for about 10 minutes of mindfulness meditation, find that comfortable crossing of the legs, that comfortable seat. We're gonna start tuning in. We've already done the 3-part breath. So we've also already kind of tapped into that breathing, but this time the breath is going to be the focus of our attention. And highlight, underscore the word attention, because we're focusing on something. So in mindfulness, we have the focus and the attention, and then we have the distraction when the mind goes elsewhere, the monkey mind, the to-do list, the what am I going to do next, something that you listened, you heard, the traffic, the sirens. And the practice of mindfulness meditation is coming back into the present moment, into the here and the now. And the breath is just a wonderful way to do that because we're doing it all the time. So find that long spine. As you start to tap into the sensations of the air going through your nose, through your throat, start noticing the feeling, the sensations of that cool breath down your nose. Let's focus on those sensations. They will guide us. They will help us to keep a focus on something. And whenever our mind goes elsewhere, the thoughts, preoccupations, memories, projections, that's the perfect opportunity to practice the mindfulness as we become mindful of those distractions and we come back to the breath. There is also something to sitting in meditation along with friends and colleagues. Right now, there's a group of us meditating together. And that also brings some sort of comfort, some sort of companionship, knowing that there are some other beautiful souls out there who are joining us in this practice at this very moment. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing the eyebrows, relaxing the tongue, possibly parting the lips. Keep coming back to the sensations of the breath. The breath is a guide. Coming back to the breath. If the mind has wandered elsewhere, without attachment, without judgment, just see it as an opportunity to practice meditation and coming back to the focus into the breath. if you feel any tension in your body, is there anything you can do to release that tension? Maybe you need to change the crossing of your legs. Maybe you need to straighten your spine. Help yourself in finding a solid sitting position that helps you through the meditation practice. For the last minute of this meditation session with me, we're going to gently, slightly open the eyes. Very soft gaze, extremely soft gaze on the floor. And notice what changes in your rapport with this practice when you slightly open your eyes, as you allow other information, visual information in this case, to enter into your mindscape. Can you still continue very much in this meditative state, focusing on the breath, even if you receive a little bit of visual information? I like to transition out of mindfulness meditation through this soft gaze practice. It's kind of a way to bring me back into the room, bring me back into the space, and also a great reminder that we can stay very much in a meditative state even when we have our eyes open. It's really about turning inwards, tuning in, and focusing on your breath. So as we come to the end, I want us to still sit here, body scanning. Now open your eyes wider, still relaxed, looking with a soft gaze, and noticing the difference between now and 30 minutes ago when we started the class. Noticing any shifts in your body, in your physical body, your emotional body, your energetic body. What has changed in the last 30 minutes? In the end, whether it's yoga, whether it's stretching, whether it's whatever you do as your self-care practice, it's about helping us, take us to somewhere where we want to be. We want to be calmer. We want to be more focused for the rest of the day as we continue our daily activities. We want to deal with certain issues, and we just need this mental integrity, this emotional space so we can do so. And that's why it's so beautiful to actually do this in the morning and not later in the evening or during the day, because this really sets off the tone for the rest of the day. So before I say goodbye, I just want to say thank you to all of you who have joined me I'm teaching this stretch and meditate class. It's a donation-based class. You can see on the screen, that's my website, daviditohealing.com, not just for donations, and it's pay if you can, but also because I have many other videos in that website, not only more meditation and stretching, but also more active videos. So for example, at noontime, you want to get 10-minute workout. I also have some really cool core yoga workouts. So if your body's asking you to really pump and get the breathing and the body flowing, there are different types of videos that you can see. So I invite you to visit my website, and my Instagram is david.yogito. And otherwise, I hope to see you next Thursday, this Thursday, same time. I wish you a beautiful day. Thank you so much for joining me. I really feel the presence of all of you, and I am very grateful for that. So once again, have a beautiful day. Please take care of yourselves. Goodbye.